So yesterday was a day where I took a pretty amazing trade, I would say, at pre-New York. This was a trade taken right at, the open of the new 4-hour candle on normal liquidity. So it was executed right here. And the whole idea was that since the 1-hour candle closed a small bearish candle, we had the next one closing an engulfing one. So this is where the trade was executed. Idea was for price to continue down to fill this range right here, which is around 15-20 pips. But looking at the high time frames, looking at the daily, and this is what we talked about in our Market Fluidity mentorship group, was that once the daily candle, this is the daily candle, once the daily candle flips bearish, we're looking at price to continue further down towards 160, 160, 280, 163, 80 areas, right? And that's what how we move down. Now, this was also the weekly start of last week or the week before that, and that's what we're looking for price to move down to. Now, looking at the 4-hour time frame, 4-hour candles also move down. We're looking at, let's take a look at it from a zoom out perspective. You can see to the left hand side, I closed right at, we continued down towards a previous rejection area. This is where we had formed a resistance before, and as price moved down, this is the area where we could have rejected, but I guess price continued falling after that, well into the New York session, and that's where the trade was closed. So as the candles were kind of like, forming a small bearish candle, because whenever you have big bearish candles, this means there's a lot of volume, right? And whenever there's a lot of volume, ability for price to continue pushing in that direction. As soon as the candles they start forming small bodies mean that the volume is dying in that direction. All the time there's a probability, right? So it almost closed down right here. It was closing down looking at the 15-minute time frame, actually looking at the 30-minute time frame. We can see that since the candle started, there was no rejection of some sort as well. But as soon as there was a rejection right here, the trade was closed at that point. As soon as we saw a rejection moving into the New York session, that's when the trade was closed. I think it was like around 75 log, got on 69,800, did a little withdrawal here for myself. But that was the whole idea. Right now, when we're talking about stops, the stop was kept around the high of this candle right here. That's where it was placed, and then, prices moved down. I think it was like 2, 3, 4-hour trade. I think it ran amazingly well. If this was me maybe 3 years ago, I would never hold big trades like this. But here's the thing. The key to holding trades for, let's say, 4 hours, 5 hours is let small positions run. Always let small positions run. Because the biggest thing is like there's a lack of confidence when you let small positions run, right? Or when you let any position run. So the key behind is that if you think that price is going to continue moving and you're afraid, close 90%. Close 90% whenever you feel safe, like maybe 10 pips, 12, 15 pips, close 90% and leave the rest run. Leave a small position run, because what's going to happen is over time you're going to be building confidence in letting positions run. So maybe 6 months down the road, instead of letting maybe 5% run or 10% run, you're going to be saying, okay, you know what, I've seen this happen before, and I'm going to let 50% run. I'm going to secure 50% and I'm going to let the rest 50% run. And then down the road, you're going to say, okay, you know what, I'm up in profits for the week. So instead of letting 50% run, I'm going to let the whole thing run. And that's what's happening right over here. Because this week alone, I think I've done around maybe close to 100,000. I mean, close to like 50,000 minus the withdrawals so far this week. So when you're around, let's say, 20,000, 10,000, like whenever you're up beyond your weekly goal, then you can afford to take risks. Then you can say, okay, you know what? Let's see if we can really push this through. And that's what happened with this trade yesterday. Couldn't document this because it was busy. Placed the trade and I was just waiting to see if it's going to continue pushing down with the daily time frame or not. And it actually did. So, moving forward, do let small positions run and build that confidence. If you don't build that confidence, it's going to be very... This month has honestly been one of a pretty good months of this year. Let's take a look over here. We've done really, really well. I think we've done really, really well over here. Close to 400. These numbers are crazy. But also, this is a live account, and success is guaranteed. Is guaranteed if you're disciplined. Good luck.